And welcome back to Wandering Through Wayne's World. I gotta tell you, we live in Florida. I'm one of the few that don't have a back issue. But since I deal with so many people with back issues, and they don't know the direction to take, and a lot of times they're pushed to surgery. And surgery is not always the answer, and it should always, always, always be a last result, a last choice. Okay, with me is Dr. Kennedy from Live Young.
Live Young.
I wanted to get it right, because otherwise you could be going to the wrong place. How you doing,
Preferably.
Doc?
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so here's the thing. How long have you been in the business?
5 years.
Okay, so I know my industry, and I turn around and the industry has changed. Has there been changes in the last 5 years in your industry?
There's always some change going on. One of the most important things that happened over the last year, 2 years, was the advent of the primary spine practitioner. So that's really exciting. Besides that, there's not too much going on.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Chiropractic is, I guess, they call it adjusting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's one component of it.
Okay, and your spine is the pathway or the highway for all your nerves and stuff. Is that the scenario?
Kind of like a protective housing for all the nerves which exit the brain and transmit or disperse throughout the body.
Okay, so someone has a car accident.
Right.
Only because it's so prevalent here, but we'll talk about some other things. But
Very much so.
Let's talk about that. So it's so prevalent here. So someone has a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
Why go to a chiropractor? What are you going to look for? What are you going to kind of try to figure?
So the main things that happen in a car accident, you get damages to the ligaments which hold the spine together, as well as disc herniations. That can be manifested in just neck pain, back pain, radiating symptoms, numbness, tingling, weakness. And those are the things which we happen to be very good at addressing. Sometimes it takes co-management with other doctors, pain management doctors, and then absolute worst case is surgery. But with what we do with sometimes adjusting, reducing pain with modalities like electric stim, decompression, physical therapy, and exercise, we usually get very good results for our patients.
And, you know, what I try to explain to people that I learned is that when you have an accident, you could do damage even doing 2 or 3 miles an hour.
Doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much, right?
Doesn't take much, yeah.
Okay, so let's take that off the table. Let's take the car accident off the table. Let's talk about when you go to these festivals and fairs, there's almost always a chiropractor there trying to, I guess, see if your spine is aligned. What's the story with that?
Sales.
Okay.
You know, they have to have a hook to bring people in and get out into the community. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of those, on the spot assessments.
Right.
How many other doctors do you really see out at fairs and stuff?
Okay.
There's dentists and other smaller kind of niche practices in healthcare, but chiropractors are known for that. Unfortunately, it's just a good way to maybe get in touch with someone or speak to someone without the pressure of setting an appointment or going into an office to see if they can help you. But I wouldn't put a lot of stock or faith into.
Does that mean anything? I mean, can you really figure anything from that little string or sitting on the thing? No. Okay.
No. The research has proven a lot of that stuff to not really be all that valid, unfortunately.
Okay, so I'm getting headaches.
Okay.
Okay, so there's no adjustment in my head. I guess you can't really adjust my head.
No.
But does the headache always come from your head?
No. The headache can come from a number of factors, and one of the things that we're very helpful or good at treating is headaches that stem from neck conditions.
Okay.
And those are very common. If you get tension or dysfunction in the way the bones in the neck move, that refers pain up into your head and oftentimes will cause headaches, especially for people who sit at a desk a lot, work at a computer station all day long. That's very, very common.
Do you think that you're going to have a lot of new patients because of cell phones and people?
Cell phones,
texting and hunched over?
Absolutely, absolutely. We're going to see an increase in neck and back problems from the last generation going forward until we figure out a way to get our technology in front of us. You look at children nowadays, and they have little to no curvature here because from the time they're 2 or 3, they're like this. So their necks are essentially stretched out, and that stretches out their mid-back as well. It has effects all the way throughout the spine.
Interesting. One of the things I learned, which I thought was kind of interesting, is that when this is your spine, well, mine's small because I'm short, but as it compresses, it compresses on the nerves that come out of it.
Right.
And that can cause you to be paralyzed, I guess, at some point in time if you don't do anything to it. Surely it causes pain. Okay? But when the spine compresses on those nerves, then you have tingling down your leg, or you have pain down your leg.
Numbness, tingling, weakness, sometimes electrical sensations, all of that.
Okay. Any fixes for that?
Decompression works really well.
Okay.
As well as some exercises which kind of help restore the normal mechanics to the spine. Because most of what we do nowadays, again, sitting, working at a computer station, looking at our cell phones, everything we do is kind of hunched over forward like this, and we don't spend enough time working in the other direction, which is extension, which helps balance things out in the spine. So if we spend 80 to 90% of our time like this without really ever going in the other direction, we lose gradually the ability to do so.
I always wanted to ask this question.
Okay.
An inversion table.
Yeah.
Beneficial?
If you have lumbar problems, they're very, very good.
Is it a form of decompression?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I have one, and I've never used it.
Why do you have one?
I have one because I have to have a little. Someone said, get an inversion table. What do I look? We're just sheep in this world.
Right.
Okay. I spent $2.60 for gas. Okay. Which should be 90 cents or 60 cents. I remember when it was 57 cents. But one of my concerns was if you flip over in the inversion table and then you can't get back up, should there always be someone with you?
Ideally, most of them have safeguards in it to prevent that, so you don't get stuck.
Okay.
So, if you're going to get one, get one that's at least decent, that has safeguards and measures that you can get out of it. You're not stuck in that position.
All right. What does your office offer? So I want to deal with a chiropractor. What do you offer me? What is the reason I should go to you? What should I be feeling when I make the determination to come to you, and what should I expect?
So I have a little bit of an advantage being a primary spine practitioner certified by the University of Pittsburgh Medical School, and that makes me a primary care doctor for all things spine related. So if you have anything, neck pain, headaches, back pain, low back pain, numbness, tingling, weakness, those are all the types of things that we are very, very good at handling. What I do with all of my patients is, if you come in and you have a specific issue that you want to address, we go through an examination. I give you my best feelings or understanding as far as what it is, and we go through a trial twice a week for 2 weeks. That's all I ask. I don't sell you on a care plan that's going to take 20, 30 visits or $4,000 out of your pocket. I don't do that. I don't believe in it. In 2 visits, twice a week, I promise to get you 25 to 50% relief. And if I can't do that, I'm sending you to somebody who can help you.
One of the interesting things, and I tell you guys that the people that we bring on here, we bring in front of you because they are the ones that are the best of the best. And Dr. Kennedy is here not surely because of me, but Spencer, who works with me, we were sitting down talking, and he said, Wayne, I had all these doctors, and I went to chiropractors, and I was in terrible pain. And then I go to Dr. Kennedy, and all of a sudden he says, hey, did you have this done? And I said, no. He said, you need it done before we do anything. And boom, he did that. And it wasn't about, and I could be wrong, because it was a shorter conversation, it almost wasn't about, hey, here's a care plan and that's all I want to see you do. It was about something so simple that he can do on his own.
Yeah.
And he's been out of pain ever since. That's what a doc. You hold your ears. That's what a doctor's supposed to do. Okay, their job is not to pay off their boat. Not to, when we all have bills. Okay, but their job is to make you feel better and get you healthy. That's what you go to school for.
Right.
Okay, why did you choose chiropractic?
I chose chiropractic because I have family members up north at home in Connecticut who are internal medicine doctors, pulmonary specialists. I have very high regard for medical doctors and what they do, but I had a back problem and they sent me to every specialist that they knew of, physical therapy. I had injections and all of that failed for me, and I was just about ready to give in to surgery, and I had a bad experience with the surgeon, and I went to a chiropractor, and within 2 weeks I was feeling better, and after 2 months I was completely fine. That was after dealing with pain medications, being dependent on pain medications to live and function, and being in constant pain for about a year and a half. And it just kind of irritated me to think that I wasn't directed to the chiropractor first. Not that it has to be a chiropractor or physical therapist, but someone who can offer you relief without the need for medication, without the need for injections, because I believe in those things when conservative measures fail.
Okay, so you deal, I guess you guys know each other in the chiropractic world?
Some of us, yeah.
Okay. It seems to, over the years that I've interviewed chiropractors, they seem to, a number of them got into this industry because they had an issue.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I was going to medical school and I had a car accident and I didn't know what to do, so I went to a chiropractor and I was feeling great. I switched my study out of just regular medicine to chiropractic.
Right.
So I find that to be an interesting scenario. And I always say, and you guys, you've heard me say it before, that doctors downplay chiropractors. If I believe, these are just my opinions, okay? And the general public sometimes doesn't understand the value of a chiropractor, okay? Only because of what I've seen with my wife, my mom, okay, do I really now understand the important place that they fit in the medical industry. You guys, it's not like, hey, come to Joe's University and in 6 months you're a chiropractor.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay?
No.
It doesn't work that way.
Right.
Okay? So I have a problem in my neck. I come to you. I expect now that I'm going to be seeing you 2 times the first week, 2 times the second week, and at that point we're going to assess where we're at.
Right.
And then if there's a care plan that we need to come up with, that's when we come up with it.
Again, no kind of contract or commitment or care plan. Like I said, usually my patients, if they're not completely better in that time period, they're noticeably better, and we together make the decision to either continue forward or refer them out elsewhere. But the majority of the time is they want to continue, and it may take, if they're not better in that time, they may take another week or 2.
Okay, we're coming to the top of our time. Very important subject, and surely in a short time you can't get at everything. So if people want to contact you, how would they do it? You have a website?
I have the website is liveyoungtc.com.
And a phone number at the office?
772-212-1111. It's real easy to remember.
Easy to remember. Guys, there's no reason that you have to live in pain, okay? And you know how, you guys have been with me a long time, you know how I feel. I found my wife overdosed because of pain meds, okay? So I know how important it is not to be on that regimen if you can find a way off. And your first shot, in my opinion, actually your last shot, in my opinion, is the surgery. With that, Doc, I want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Everybody, have a great day, and we'll be right back.